What's going on YouTube? It's your buddy Will from the What's Up in the Sky 37 channel. We're online at www.what'supinthesky.com. Just had some more researchers join up this week. Two new ones are putting more videos up on the site. Alien Gray, that's his name here, and Random Research Guy. Two really good videos so far. They both have different styles. I'm having so much fun adding all these people to the site. So what are we looking at today? Well, this one goes back pretty far, and NASA's been talking about these bright objects or these lights on Mars. We've seen we've seen them in the news, and we've got one down here. It almost looks like a little golf ball or something, but this thing is so bright compared to their surroundings. We're going to show you here in a second. And also, we could take a brief look at some of these anomalies around here. We come back to this thing for a whole nother video. I tell you what, there is a lot in this surrounding area. These are just showing up on some of the rover pictures. You know, they don't download these all the time, so if you don't go back and check these things, a lot of times you don't end up getting them. Look here, let's look at this stuff right here, all over the place. But here's where we're going to look right now, because let's go and see what NASA says about these. Here we go. Let's see. All right, there's where you get it. There's actually two of them, because we're going to debunk what they say here, at least for some of it. Where's my Chrome? Here we go. NASA explains Martian flash. It's not what you think. All right. So basically, let's get this straight first. It's not an alien spotlight, according to Justin Mackey, an image scientist at NASA's JPL, who is the lead for Curiosity's engineering cameras. He isn't giving any weight to the not completely serious claims that they are being bandied about by UFO websites. Well, okay, what about Mars websites or anomaly websites? You lump me in too, buddy? Come on. At the same time, Maki isn't immediately dismissing the phenomenon as a double shot of cosmic rays or data dropouts. In his view, the spot of light could have entered Curiosity's right-hand navigation camera, even though there is not a sign of it at the left camera. All right. Mackey and his colleagues think it could be a well-placed flash or reflective sunlight, or light shining through a chink in Curiosity's camera housing. Here's his explanation. Bright spots appear in single images taken on the navigation camera. Now, these were also taken on the mass cam, the ones that I've got here. Each is an image taken by this day's stereo camera's right-eye camera. It talks about the days and stuff like that. In the two right-eye images, the spot is in different locations on the image frame, and in both cases at the ground surface level, in front of the crater, or on the horizon. One possibility is that the light is a glint from a rock surface reflecting the sun. When these images were taken each day, the sun was in the same direction as the bright spot, west-northwest from the rover, relatively low in the sky. The rover science team is also looking at the possibility that the bright spots could be sunlight reaching the camera's CCD directly through the vent hole in the camera housing, which has happened previously on other cameras in Curiosity or Mars rovers with the geometry and incoming sunlight relative to camera, which precisely align. Now I never had to talk this much. We think it's either a vent hole light leak or glinty rock. I should have just said that instead of blabbing all this what they say here. Well, here's both of them, and here it is again. The flash is still there. The at least the bright light here. What we've got it right here, and if it would be, you would think, if this wasn't lit up all the time, it wouldn't show up in the next one. And here it is again on this side of the, here we go, right here. Same rock, same piece, same side. You're going to see this down here. Let me flip right back to it. Right there. Now, this thing is bright. Now, you might be thinking, well, that's not, that's a light. Something that's got to be some sort of mineral, something that's either taking the sunlight and really putting a, here's what we got. We've got the shadows rolling this way today, very lightly, so that means the sun's pretty high. So that could be, what is this that the sun's actually reflecting off of? I have not seen many of these in the Curiosity photos. That looks like some sort of like diamond sphere or something, glass. Actually looks like some sort of light there too. I mean, it's that bright. And just to show you guys what I mean, let me go ahead and do some adjustments and just drop some of the brightness, and you can see how far it'll go down. I mean, you can drop it all the way, drop the contrast all the way up, and it's still shining bright through there. Let me do that. Now let me do this even more. Adjustments, exposure, and we're going to keep bringing it down until you'll see everything but it pretty much go away. It's still sitting there. Look at that. We've brought it down pretty far. I'm going to jump it all the way down, see if it goes away. There it goes. Finally out of the picture. So as we slowly go back up, see where it comes back in. There it starts coming in. Brighter. It slowly comes back in. So that thing's bright, whatever it is. So I'd love to know what you guys think it is below. Let's take just a quick look around at some of these anomalies. This is some pretty interesting stuff, I must say. Very, very cool things going on. I tell you, like I said, these pictures have not come down originally. Like a lot of these pictures never came down that first one. If you noticed when these pictures come out and we're looking at the new saws like most of us researchers do, um, there's always these little baby thumbnails, and the picture's never there, just a thumbnail. I never really go back to see if they ever came, but they have been downloaded, and they get put in the direct, where they should be. So very, very interesting. Now let me just do a little bit of a sharpen effect here. Let me use the sharpen tool up here first, just to give it a little smart sharpen. What I've done is I've pretty much auto balanced the color there. Just gave it the look basically of earth. That's what I think it does. It gives it just a little tad bit of it. The smart sharpen doesn't bring it out all that much. Let me give it a little bit more of a radius, see if that works. But this picture's had all the good stuff that they do over at NASA. They keep the picture blurred a little bit. They put the lines in everywhere. Um, it's poor quality, you know. Now I've got the smart sharpen tool. I've got the sharpen tool here. I just want to run it over a couple of these just to see how that pulls some of this stuff out. Um, It's pretty amazing. It's like you're unleashing whatever's there. Now this was the one that was really interesting to me. It's this whole little area. It almost looks like a box or metal box. See the triangle down here that starts coming out when you start sharpening it up? It's almost like we've got and here's where now this is where I said NASA's done their work. Here's where they blurred it out. You can see their block blurs that came across here. And even if I try to get it out of there, it just starts fading that piece out. There's not much hope to it. Whereas you can do it down here on the other things and pull some of that out. Let's see, here, we'll pull this out a little bit, so some very interesting stuff. So what do you guys think about that light? It's some interesting stuff's been going on up there, guys. And the new pictures are even better. I tell you, this area we've gotten to now just before the mountain, I think we still got a ways to go. We still got another mile or something to go. But if you watch my space news, we've been covering a lot of ground with the rover. What is this thing right here? Look at this. It almost looks like a crazy looking helmet, skull. All these things look to be just kind of way too ornate, way too manufactured to just be there. This whole area to me. Look at this stuff down here. And you see it's been intentionally blurred. That thing's right in front of the camera. It should have a very good focus on it, especially since it seems to be the picture is just focused out here in the middle. Look at this piece right here, this little block here, and it looks like it's got a piece of sheet metal or something running over top of it. See how that comes? See if it pops. Basically what I'm doing is I'm running this thing back and forth with, just sharpening it up a tad. See how it goes in and grabs it and it'll lighten it up. Right now I got it on normal, so. Alright guys, lots of stuff going on in this picture. Let's go up to the top, show you even more of it. Up here, check this out. More and more what seems to be just little rocks connected to each other. Let me pump it up a little bit. Maybe nothing. Let me switch over to the other one and just to show you guys again. There was nothing else. I knew there was one of these. I think it was this other one here had more and more stuff on it. Yeah, okay, here's because you just get the corner there. So you see once again, there's that brightly rock, or it looks like a golf ball or something. It looks like it's the size of a golf ball, but whatever it is, it is. And here's to the side here. Like I said, it definitely looks shiny as can be, whatever that thing's going on there. Now let's go ahead and just do the auto contrast here. Brighten it out a little bit, I think. Here you are. I'm going to do the auto color. Let me just do the tone this time, not the color. You still kind of get the same thing. Let me see what the auto color would have done. Edit, image, auto color. Like I used to love to do. Let me just bring out the exposure. Just pull the gamma just a tad up. Not that much up. Just a little bit. Just a little exposure. Here we go. All right. Now, these things down here, they're popping pretty good. What are those? I tell you, they look like little skulls in all sorts of different shapes. Now, of course, I know a lot of this stuff is probably just, what our eyes see, the matrixing. I don't know how to say that parabola word or whatever it is. Parabola. But wait till you see what's also up here in the corners. Now, I think that sharpen was too much there. Yeah, see if we just sharpen out with the hand tool here. Look at these shapes and stuff like that. This thing right here, when I started pulling that out, it's like, what in the world is this? How did this thing get beat up like this? It looks like it's got little pieces that go up to it in the front, like stuff's been tied around. Let me try that one more time. Sharpen, sharpen. I didn't want to do that, but undo sharpen edges. One more time. Sorry, guys. I should have done this before I got into it. I wasn't going to do the anomalies around it. I'm not going to get into all of them, but there's just a couple that I want you guys to see. And I see what I see. You see what you see, as always. I don't, like I said, I'm just making a claim that I see what I see. Check this out right here. This little block, too, was kind of exactly what I said. Little block. See how it's kind of just hollowed out there in the middle? And let me bust it in a little bit so you can see it really well. It's just hollowed out. It looks almost like metal, the cartridge or something like that. Let's see here. More and more just, I'm hitting it with the sharpen tool just to kind of sharpen it out a little bit. It's just stuff everywhere. It's just strewn about, just like the rest of the planet. But as we're getting up closer now, see, this was, like I said, this was a little while back. So we're talking about 122. This is right when the rover got there. And even then, they were using some of those techniques. But you notice on this picture, the blur's not used nearly as much as the ones I've. If you're one of my subscribers and you've seen a lot of my videos, you know what I'm talking about when I say that the blur's being used a lot and the cross patterns and things like that. Check that out. It's pretty interesting. Just kind of a random, strange-looking rock up there. It looks like it's almost got gills or something like that in it. But as we run through it, some of it doesn't look like a stream bed at one time. More and more of these rocks here. Just kind of sharpen it up a tad. More and more randomness. Just kind of looks like this does look like a little riverbed right here. Lots of cool stuff. So, all right, guys, I'm going to leave you with this one now. Like I said, I could come back here and do this one. But, you know, like I said, some of the ones coming down are the ones I'm going to spend the 30-40 minute videos on. I tell you what, these 703, 708, these saws that are just coming down now, they are absolutely amazing. And they don't look half that bad. You know, some of the stuff is actually in what I would call somewhat focus. They still use their techniques, the blurring and the stuff. Sometimes I wonder if the rover's doing it or if it's actually somebody that works for NASA, but you can tell that it's definitely being done. And you can see how they just when you just sharpen stuff up, you can see what the picture actually looked like before it was dropped down in size, which was done on purpose, make it look like junk. It's 1024 by 1024. I mean, that's to say that that's high resolution from the mass cam. No way. That's a joke. Look at that figure 8 down there. Everything just kind of perfect. The stuff here on the sides, more and more and more. So, all right, guys, much love to you. What's Up in the Sky 37. Go check out www.whatsupinthesky.com. Check out the new researchers there. Got a couple new ones on board. That makes almost all of us. I still need to get Christian on board. I still get a couple other guys that I haven't gotten to yet and try to pin down and say, come join us. Put your stuff on the site. All right, guys, much love. Let me know below. What do you think that is? I think that's a diamond. What?